Welcome, T-Bones fans, to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. This is Sam King filling in for Nathan in Laredo, Texas. T-Bones are here to obviously take on the Laredo Lemurs. At first pitch, the temperature is 102 degrees, and it is feeling every bit of it outside as I'm sitting up in the AC and somehow finding a way to sweat. On the mound today for Laredo is the newcomer that they had just signed today. His name is Barrett Laux. Laux is a kind of a interesting story. He was the 6th overall pick in the 2010 MLB draft by the Arizona Diamondbacks, but he was not signed due to injury concerns about his arm, so he was traded to Texas. And then in 2012 in the Texas League with the AA affiliate for the Rangers in Frisco. He was the 2012 Texas League Pitcher of the Year when he went 14-1 with 3.47 ERA and 100 strikeouts. Leading off with the T-Bones is Starlin Rodriguez. First pitch is a ball high and away, 1-0. Laux does bring a fastball, curveball, slider, and a changeup to the plate. His fastball can touch 94 miles an hour, and he does say that's his best pitch. Inside to Rodriguez. Now count goes 2-1. Rodriguez comes into this game batting .226, still searching for his first home run as he's been kind of all over the lineup. And right as I said, he lofts the ball to right field. That will be taken care of by the starting Laredo right fielder, Phipps. And I was talking to their broadcaster for Laredo, and he said that don't expect anything to go out in right field or even be in the warning track because the wind is coming in from right field. And you can tell that Laredo has practiced that because Phipps is lined up almost even with the second base bag with a huge gap in straightaway right field. He's almost playing as a right center fielder. He'll take care of that first action as we welcome Vladimir Frias to the plate. Frias has been batting lower in the lineup recently in the 6th hole during this whole previous series against Wichita. They moved him up to second. And he'll watch the first pitch strike go across. Frias has picked it up in the past 2 games, at least that I've seen. In the last game alone, he had 2 hits, a stolen base, and a run scored. He comes in today batting .228 with 2 home runs and 7 RBIs. He'll ground the first pitch that he sees to second base, and they'll take care of him easily as Laux covers for the second out of the inning. Now batting is Tyler Massey. We've been seeing Massey leading off in the previous series. John Mazzarelli's going to try something new and move Rodriguez to the top. Rodriguez did not see any action except for a pinch hit appearance in the previous series against Wichita. Massey comes into this game with the highest average on the team, batting .300 and 100 at-bats. He does have 4 home runs and 14 RBIs. First pitch to Massey's a fastball down and away, 1-0. Laux takes his time on the mound. Fastball is chopped to first. Laux covers again, and he'll take care of action in his first independent league inning. Sends the T-Bones down in order, 1-2-3, and we're still scoreless through half an inning here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network. Welcome back, T-Bones fans, to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. This is Sam King filling in for Nathan Moore. Before I could even introduce the teams, Barrett Lauk sent the T-Bones down in order the previous inning on only 9 pitches. T-Bones coming in today with 11-16 overall. They're 5 games back behind the Central leader, Lincoln Salt Dogs. Laredo, on the other hand, leads their division, the Southern Division, as they are 15-12 on the season, although Wichita, who the T-Bones just saw, are right on their heels, half a game behind them. Starting lineups for Laredo look like this. J.D. Pulford is leading off, playing second base, followed by Drew Martinez playing center. Cesar Valera will be playing third. Dennis Phipps, right field. First pitch is across from Jared Messers outside, but they'll call it a strike, 0-1. Zane Chavez playing catcher. Abel Nieves playing first. Ty Morrison in left. Devin Harris, who's newly acquired by Laredo, DHing. And Alvaro Rondon cleaning it up, playing shortstop. 0-2 count now from Jared Messer. T-Bone's starter comes into this game still searching for his first decision in 8 games. This is his first start. He does have a 3.68 ERA. Like I said, he's been pitching out of the bullpen a majority of the season. As his curveball misses 1-2, pardon me. The right-hander does have 7 strikeouts to 10 walks. Caught up with Messer before the game. So he throws his fastball, curveball, slider, and changeup. Most comfortable pitch is a slider. I asked him what his put-away pitch is. He says, I really don't have one. I'm more of a ground ball guy. I don't really like to get too deep in the count. A ground ball pitcher would be perfect in this park. Count's now even at 2. Pulford chops it to Tenbrink at third, and Tenbrink will fire it over to Blackwood for the first out. Around the diamond, the T-Bones look like this. Jake Blackwood playing first, Brandon Tierney at second, Vladimir Frias at short, Nate Tenbrink starting at third. Outfield is Starlin Rodriguez at right field. Tyler Massey will be starting in center, and Dalton Wheat, pardon me, I'm still having trouble with his name, starting in left, and catching for Messer is Steve Swingle. First pitch of the at-bat against Drew Martinez for Jared Messer is low, 1-0. Martinez comes into this game batting .296 and 108 at-bats. He's still searching for his first home run, 212 RBIs. 2-0 count now for Messer. Messer fires the fastball in there to get back in the count. Count's not even. I don't know what I'm doing today. It's 2-1. A long road trip down from Wichita. About a 12-hour trip, and the AC on our bus was not working. Tried to find all sorts of new solutions. Fastball's inside, 3-1. We even stopped at a Walmart outside Oklahoma City and bought some portable air conditioners, the one that you put in your houses. You stick the backside out and the front side, that's what cools you down. But we couldn't really stick it out of the window. So we were just shooting out hot air as Martinez cracks his bat. Blackwood fields it, and Jared Messer covers it. Bad throw from Blackwood's high, but Messer jumps up, bare hands it, and gets his foot on the bag in time for the second out. And everybody on the field, on the infield at least, is coming up to Messer and saying, holy crap, man. What a great play. Stepping into the box now for the Lemurs is Cesar Valera. Valera has low numbers this year. Granted, he's only had 38 at-bats here in Laredo, batting .184 to 2 RBIs and no home runs. First pitch from Messer's a fastball low, 1-0. T-Bones were supposed to play a 3-game series against Wichita. Ended up getting 1 game rained out, so they played 2. They'll be making up that rained out game when they return to Wichita on August 16th. Fastball low again, 2-0. They lost them both Last night, they lost 6-4 in a valiant effort. Fastball misses somewhere, and Valero's way ahead, 3-0. Steve Swingle checking with the umpire to see where that missed. Laredo had a road trip last night as well. As that fastball's in the same spot, they'll call it 3-1. They got back, talking to their guys up here, they got back at about 1 o'clock p.m. from Joplin. We got into our hotel about 6 in the morning. Both teams are tired. This could be a slugfest. Messer outside, that'll walk Valera. We see the first base runner of the game on a walk. Batting now for Laredo is Dennis Phipps. Phipps is batting cleanup. And he comes into this game with a team-leading .307 average and 75 at-bats. He does have 5 home runs, which is leading the team, and 17 RBIs. Runner on first and 2 down for Jared Messer. First pitch from Messer is outside, 1-0. By the way that Valera is getting loose on first, jumping up and down, really stretching out his legs, he either might have a leg that fell asleep or he's getting ready to run. Steve Swingle will go out to the mound and they'll discuss strategy just in case he does. It is Princess Night here in Laredo. So if you hear any songs by Frozen or any other princess-themed movie, that would be why. Small crowd here in Laredo, and you can't blame them with 102 degrees outside. If I had to make my guess, I would say it's about a crowd of, part of me wants to say 100. Phipps fouls it back. Counts even at 1. Jared Messer already up to 17 pitches so far in the first inning with 2 outs. Phipps gets that. He's got the Gary Sheffield motion to his bat, wiggling it back and forth. Messer will go and check on Valera. Messer delivers. High, 2-1. Talked to Bill Sobey, the pitching coach for the T-Bones. A little last night, obviously, with a 12-hour road trip, you're going to find time to talk to some guys. And said the key for Messer is to get ahead early. First pitch strikes. Phipps pops it straight up. Tierney looking for it. He'll find it. That ball finally comes down. It took about 5 minutes. Tierney will welcome it in for the 3rd out. As Jared Messer gets one on a walk. No runs scored, no T-Bones errors. And Laredo will leave that one man on base as we go to the top of the 2nd inning here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network. Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. This is Sam King filling in for Nathan Moore. Both pitchers showing success early. Jared Messrick allowing one walk to the Lemurs. He couldn't get anything out of it. Top of the first, Barrett Laux sent the T-Bones down in order, and the first batter he'll see here in the second inning is the veteran Jake Blackwood. Blackwood hit a 2-run home run yesterday against Wichita. Put the T-Bones ahead early. Blackwood comes in today batting .235 and 102 at-bats. He has 3 home runs to 22 RBIs. Walked 4 times while striking out 20. First pitch to Blackwood finds the zone, 0-1. Laux throws a fastball right by Blackwood. He can't catch up. He falls behind, 0-2. You have an infield shift on Blackwood, shading to the left side. Second baseman playing directly behind the bag. Shortstop kind of in the shallow left field area. He is in the grass. They expect him to pull it. 1-2 count. Laux gets set. High fastball. Those are the ones that Blackwood wants to take care of. He checks the swing. Umpire checks. He did not go. Counts now even at 2. Blackwood was one of those guys on the bus where he was the ringleader and going to go buy those air conditioners. Maybe the most disappointed that didn't work out is Laux screams a fastball by him, and Jake Blackwood will go down swinging. Stepping in for the T-Bones now is Anthony Gallus. He is the DH. Gallus comes into today's matchup batting .242 with a team leading 5 home runs and 12 RBIs. First pitch to Gallus, it's a curveball, 0-1. Gallus lines that to center field. That'll drop in the gap. Like I said about the right fielder, he pretty much plays in right center, so Gallus will only get one bag out of it. We see the first hit of the day off a T-Bones bat from Anthony Gallus. Now batting for the T-Bones is Nate Tinbrink. Since his return last weekend against Joplin, we've seen him batting in the 2-hole, except for his debut where he's batting in the 6-hole, and that's where they have him again today. Tinbrink has had a slow start to the season. Granted, he did just come off the DL with that elbow injury. He's only had 11 at-bats. 14 at-bats, pardon me. I was looking at the slot right above his. Tinbrink shows bunt. Doesn't get it. That'll bring the corner infield in. Tinbrink comes into this game batting .071. He has been walked twice this season. Tinbrink lunges for that curveball and just fouls it back, evening the count at 1. With the 6th overall pick, Laux on the mound, you obviously have to expect that he's going to have major league caliber stuff. Fastball that Tinbrink slaps into left field, putting runners on first and second. The T-Bones have their first scoring opportunity of this series against Laredo. Now batting for the T-Bones is Brandon Tierney. Tierney has been swinging the hottest bat as of recently, batting .280 and 100 at-bats. He does have 1 home run and 9 RBIs. And the first game against Wichita, back on Tuesday, Tierney went 3 for 4. Middle infield playing double play depth. Fastball high and around Tierney's eyes, 1-0. Now gets that, checks on the runners. Changeup. Belt level. That finds the zone even in the count at 1. Laux just smokes a fastball by Tierney, can't catch up. 1-2 count. Tierney, of course, spent last season with the Frontier League Grays. He's kind of used to this road, traveling on the road, as the Grays did not have a home field. He said that's his favorite part about playing in Kansas City, is being able to play at Community American Ballpark and having his own home plate. Tierney fouls it back. Count stays 1-2. Laux delivers. Tierney goes golfing for it on the curveball that had about an 8-inch break. He just fouls it off enough. 1-2. Pretty much fouled it off the dirt. A windy day here in Laredo. The wind is blowing straight in from right field. I'm using everything I can as a paperweight up here. Tierney goes up high for a fastball. I'd say about shoulder level. And he fouls straight up in the air and out of play. Count still stays 1-2. Now gets set, delivers. Tierney battling this at bat, just working on Laux. Pitch count. This is the guy you definitely want out of the game as fast as possible. He looks good on the mound. He is an imposing figure on the mound, too. He's a 6'5", 230-pound right-hander. Obviously, he does have the tools, being selected 6th overall. The only knock I could ever find against him is that his arm was not as healthy. And Tierney lines that to left field. That's going to drop it fair in the corner. That's going to score 1, maybe 2. They're going to hold Tinbrink at third as Brandon Tierney hits an RBI double, scoring Gallus. And the T-Bones, I guess I could say the Tierney's, he's put the first run on the board. The T-Bones are ahead early, 1-0, with 1 out here in the second inning. Three straight hits from the T-Bones 5, 6, 7 hitters. That'll plate 1 run. And Barrett Laux, first independent league start. Now batting for the T-Bones is Steve Swingle, getting the nod at catcher. Swingle checks the swing. He didn't mean to hit it, but it'll be played by the third baseman. The runners have to stay. As Swingle really regrets making contact with that ball. He didn't want to swing at it, but Laux induces it for the 5-3 putout. Now batting for the T-Bones is the newcomer Dalton Wheat. Wheat made his professional debut yesterday against Wichita, where he picked up his first 2 hits, going 2 for 5 out of the 9 holes. Played right field today, he's playing left. First pitch to Wheat is high and outside, 1-0. Laux delivers. Wheat watches it go in there for a strike. Counts even at 1. Just picking up the basics on Dalton Wheat. He comes from Emporia State University. He'll chop that foul down the third baseline into the T-Bones dugout. Saw Aaron Baker's head pop up there trying to make a play on it. He falls behind 1-2. Last season, Dalton Wheat led the MIAA in home runs and stolen bases. The MIAA is the conference that Emporia State plays in. Laux delivers. Wheat lines it foul. Now to play. Count stays 1-2. The T-Bones have worked on Laux' pitch count in the first inning. He had through 9 pitches. Now he's sitting at 32. He came in from Sugarland, Texas. Checks on the runners, delivers. In the dirt, nice block by Laredo catcher, and recently just signed today, Zane Chavez. Chavez spent earlier part of this season with Grand Prairie talking to their broadcaster for Laredo. He said that Chavez was on the preseason roster for Laredo. Obviously not making the cut, signing with Grand Prairie, and then somehow finding his way back here after he was released from Grand Prairie. Laux delivers. Curveball with a lot of break, just misses. Counts now even at 2. It's Dalton Wheat showing some savvy on holding off on that pitch. Laux taking his time getting the sign from his new catcher. Each guy probably going to have their own difficulties since it's their first time in Laredo. Wheat fouls that off the plate. He'll have to come back. Showing off the speed that the T-Bones saw in him as he would have beaten that out anyways. He'll have to come back. Count stays the same. We have our young bat boy out there. He went and grabbed the bat out of the box as Wheat took off. Before he got to the dugout, Maz told him, hey, this guy's still got a chance. The count stays full. Payoff pitch from Laux. Wheat chops it foul down the third base line, doing exactly what he needs to do. Seeing a lot of pitches from Laux. And staying alive with 2 runners in scoring position on second and third with 2 down. Wheat still showing his Emporia State pride with his yellow batting gloves that I'm sure were standard issue in the Hornet locker room. Ken Brink playing with the pitcher. Payoff pitch. Hey, guess what? It was fouled off down the third baseline. Laux is a little late on these not Laux. Wheat is a little late on Laux's pitches. As Laux has a filthy curveball, a fastball that can touch 94, an effective slider, and a changeup that'll put the T-Bones batters off balance all night. T-Bones do have an early 1-0 lead here in the top of the second inning. After Brandon Tierney doubled a run home. Wheat chops it to third base. He's got the speed. He does not beat it out on the 5-3 putouts. The T-Bones leave 2 on base, but they score 1 on 3 hits with no Laredo errors. T-Bones lead 1-0 through 1.5 here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network. Welcome back, T-Bones fans, to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. This is Sam King filling in for Nathan Moore. Leading off, top of the bottom of the second inning, I don't know where I'm going with this, is the newly acquired today, Zane Chavez. First two pitches from Messer, who does work quickly, misses zone, 2-0. This will be Chavez's first at-bat. Meaningful at bat in Laredo as he was on the preseason roster. He's way ahead now, 3-0. Messer delivers, finds his way back to the zone with a fastball, 3-1. To make room for Chavez, Laredo got rid of Matt Cope. Cope was only batting .205. Chavez will walk in his first Laredo at-bat. Second walk of the game for Jared Messer in the second inning as he puts the runner on, just no one down. Now batting for Laredo is Abel Nieves. Nieves comes in today batting .231 with 5 RBIs in 91 at-bats. It's a big confusion between Jared Messer and Steve Swingle about what the call is. With a 1-0 count to Nieves. Messer delivers out of the stretch inside, 2-0. Low from Messer. Falls behind again, 3-0 for the second straight batter. Messer has seen most of his time this season out of the bullpen. He fires over to first to check on Chavez. Great pickoff move, almost gets him. Jake Blackwood showing his quickness with his hands as well. Zane Chavez just getting back right before the tag. Messer throws a changeup inside, finds the zone, 3-1. Messer finds his way back into this count, forcing Nieves to foul it back, drawing the count full. Nieves lines that to center. Massey tracks it down. He's got speed to close it off. Ball was in the gap, but he closed it quickly and gets it in. As now Laredo has runners on first and second. As they pick up their first hit today and break up the no-no that Jared Messer was throwing through one inning. Now batting for Laredo is Ty Morrison. Morrison got the nod today in left field. He comes into this game batting .268. First pitch to him is in the dirt, 1-0. And 112 at-bats. Morrison is batting .268 with 1 home run and 13 RBIs. He struck out a team leading 34 times while walking 15. That strikeout mark is also top 5 in the conference. He grounds to Blackwood, who fires it to Frias. And all they could do is get the 1 out on second, putting runners on the corners with 1 down. Now batting for Laredo is the newcomer, relative newcomer, Devin Harris. Harris had a big series in the previous years against Joplin, where he hit his first home run here in Laredo, as they were actually in Joplin. First pitch to Harris finds the zone, 0-1. Harris comes into the day with 15 at-bats as a Lemur, batting .267 with 1 home run, like I previously said, and 3 RBIs. He did strike out 6 times while walking 3. Messer checks on the runner at first. Half of me thinks that Zane Chavez was about to break home on that pickoff. He does not. Runner still in the corner with 1 down. Outside pitch from Messer that's saved beautifully by Steve Swingle. There's a deep backstop here in Laredo. That ball would have gotten by Swingle. That would have been an easy run for the Lemurs. T-Bone still clinging to a 1-0 lead with 1 out here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Messer fires a curveball high, 2-1. Messer induces a straight pop-up from Harris, but it finds its way into the sweeps. And out of play, count even at 2. A strikeout or a ground ball would be huge here, as the sacrifice fly is still in order. And Messer has a big 6'4", 240-pound right-handed batter with a lot of power and the wind coming in from right field. He would be the one to pull it to left. Messer gets him to foul it back on the screen. Count still even at 2. Harris does come into this game with slugging 467. Granted, that is with 15 at bats. He does have 1 sac fly to this point. That fastball is low. Messer doing a good job of keeping the ball down at least. That'll draw the count full. You almost wonder if you might want to walk this guy since the 9-hole batter is coming up in the way of Alvaro Rondon. Runner goes. Harris grounds to third. That's Tinbrink. Run will score. Tinbrink fires at the first to get the easy out. So Laredo ties the game at 1. Now batting for Laredo is Alvaro Rondon. Rondon comes into this game batting .235 and 85 at-bats. Still searching for his first home run with 11 RBIs. That'll be a wild pitch from Messer that gets past Swingle, advancing the runner to third. Swingle will come out and talk to Messer. He's had a long inning. He had a long first inning as well, walking 1. His pitch count now sits at 40. We're still here in the 2nd inning with 2 outs. It's almost the same story as yesterday. The T-Bones got ahead early in the 1st inning off Jake Blackwood's 2-run home run. Wichita immediately answered and then did not relinquish the lead to that point. High fastball. Swingle saves it beautifully again. He's getting a workout behind the plate. And Messer falls behind 2-0. That ball is scorched to left field. And Rodriguez will settle under it for the 3rd out as Jared Messer surrenders 1 run on 1 hit with no T-Bones errors. And Laredo leaves 1 on base. We'll go to the top of the 3rd inning. Game tied at 1 here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network. Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. This is Sam King filling in for Nathan Moore. Still Barrett Laux out on the mound for Laredo. Not surprisingly. Let's see the top of the lineup here in the top of the third inning. It'll be the 1-2-3 hitters due up. Starlin Rodriguez, Vladimir Frias, and Tyler Massey. All 0-1. 0 for 1 to this point. Like I said, Starlin Rodriguez coming to the plate. Last time we saw him in the first inning when he led off the game, he flew out to right field. First pitch that Rodriguez sees, he'll bloop it right into the shortstop's glove. Shortstop was playing back ever so slightly and just enough. He read the ball perfectly, putting Rodriguez away for the first out here in third. Now batting is Vladimir Frias. Frias grounded out to second base when we saw him in the first inning. On Laredo using their shifts quite frequently, as now the shortstop is playing behind the bag. Second baseman is in shallow right field. First base covering that gap. And third base playing inside. It looked like Vlad wanted to slap that into right field. Outfield playing straight up. About as straight up as you can get. Right fielder here in Laredo, always standing right behind the bag. Not behind the bag, but at least even with the bag. Frias will take it the other way to left field, and that'll drop. And he's on with a one-out single, as his bat has started to come alive here in the recent 3 games. That is the 4th T-Bones hit today. Last inning was eerily similar with 1 out. Anthony Gauss came up and singled. And now with 1 out, Vladimir Frias singles. Now the hot swinging bat of Tyler Massey comes to the plate. Last time we saw Massey grounded out to first base. But Massey did look good in Wichita. Picking up 2 quick hits in the first game, going 2 for 5 in that one. He was caught stealing, which rarely happens for the speedy Massey. Massey was recruited out of high school to play football as a defensive back by Auburn and some other SEC likes, opting to play baseball. He was selected in the MLB draft by the Colorado Rockies. Massey will take a big hack at the first 84-mile-an-hour curve changeup. Come up empty, 0-1. Fastball low in the dirt, 1-1. Two-one count to Massey as that changeup is low. Laux delivers. Massey lines it to left field, but that ball will tail out of play. The count will go even at 2. Frias will have to return back to first, and Laux will try to make a new hole on the mound. 2-2 count, runner on first, 1 down here in the top of the third inning. Game tied at 1. I believe that was a pitch out from Laux as they thought Frias would be running. Frias did have a steal yesterday at Wichita. He does lead the team with 8 stolen bases. They'll check on Frias at first. He dives back safely. Frias runs, and Massey will walk. So it doesn't really matter, and Frias will advance after that walk. Runners on first and second, still one out. Jake Blackwood steps in now. Last time we saw him in the second inning, struck out. He comes on now with runners on first and second and one down. T-Bone's threatening. Each veteran player, Laux and Blackwood, stalling each other. First pitch from Laux. The curveball inside at 77 miles an hour. That finds the zone, 0-1. Next pitch to Blackwood is fouled back. He falls behind, 0-2. Blackwood staring out to the pitcher in disbelief of what he's seeing. That fastball found the zone at 90 miles an hour. He went from 77 curveball to 90 mile an hour pitch, 90 mile an hour fastball on the very next pitch. Laux looking good in his independent league debut. And Blackwood will go hunting for that 87 mile an hour two-seam and come up empty, and he'll go down swinging. It's the second out of the inning. Second strikeout of the day for Blackwood. Now batting for the T-Bones is Anthony Gallus. He scored the only run so far to this point for the T-Bones, as the game is now tied at 1-1. Gallus singled in the second and was brought around on a Brandon Tierney RBI double last inning. First pitch to Gallus is outside, 1-0, is a 71 mile an hour curveball. Laux delivers. Tierney goes high for that two-seam. Comes up empty. Counts even at 1. Both runners look like they're going. They both stay put. Fastball in the dirt at 89. 2-1 count. 53 pitches thus far for Laux, with 2 out here in the third. And Gallus take another big hack at another high two-seam. The Laux gets by him at 87 miles an hour. Counts even at 2 as runners on first and second with 2 down. Gallus, same pitch, same spot at 89. He fouls it back, stays alive at even at 2. Gallus was newly acquired by the T-Bones this season, coming from the Cleveland Indians organization on their AAA team. Laux checks on the runners. They don't go, and Gallus smacks that ball to straightaway center, but the wind will bring it back, and it'll stay up there for a while as Martinez brings it in. The T-Bones strand 2 on 1 hit. They score none. There was no Laredo errors. Game still tied at 1 through 2.5 here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network. Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. This is Sam King filling in for Nathan Moore. Be the 1-2-3 hitters due up for Laredo. Leading off is J.D. Pulfer. Pulfer grounded out to Nate Tinbrink to start the game. Be a 2-0 count now from Messer to Pulfer. Pulfer comes into this game batting .216. He pops the ball straight up in a shallow right field. Brandon Tierney will bring it in, and Pulfer will throw his bat in disgust for the first out. Next up is Drew Martinez. Martinez grounded out to first base in the first inning. Martinez is second on the team in hitting, batting .296, pardon me, in 108 at-bats. He does have 12 RBIs. Martinez fouls it back, and Messer has him right where he wants him at 0-2. Messer curveball breaks a little too much. Check swing by Martinez. Umpire says he doesn't go. 1-2 count. Fans, play Keno at your favorite retailer and join thousands of winners every day. Add the Bullseye feature to win bigger. With prizes up to $300,000, Kansas Lottery Keno. Martinez fouls it back. Stays alive. 1-2. Messer takes his time. 1-2. Curveball that Messer thought was in there. He started walking off the mound. Must have missed somewhere, evening the count at 2. I think everybody in the park wearing Kansas City across their chest thought that was in there. Fastball just barely misses the zone again. Same thing. Messer walks off thinking he struck him out. I'm not quite sure where it missed. But the count will now be drawn full. On deck for Laredo is Cesar Valera. Payoff pitch from Messer. Breaking ball that finds the zone for strike 3. That's the first strikeout of the day for Jared Messer, second out of the third inning. Drew Martinez stayed in the box a little longer to talk to the umpire. And I think we all kind of would want to right now, as the first 2 pitches look like they would have been strike 3, as he kind of had 2 gimmies. Doesn't let the bat leave his shoulder. Again, he doesn't let the bat leave his shoulder and goes down looking. First pitch from Messer to Cesar Valera is in the zone, 0-1. Breaking pitch misses somewhere. Counts even at 1. Jared Messer at 54 pitches thus far. Change up in the dirt, 2-1. Valera flies that sky high. Tierney will find it in the shadow and bring it in for the third out as Jared Messer sends the Lemurs down in order for the first time today, as the T-Bones and the Lemurs are still tied at 1 through 3 complete here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network. Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. This is Sam King filling in for Nathan Moore. Leading off the top of the fourth inning for the T-Bones is Nate Tinbrink. We'll pick it up, and his at-bat as it counts now even at 1. Tinbrink singled last time we saw him in the second. Watch the next pitch, a two-seam fastball, missed outside, 2-1. Laux gets set on his overhand delivery, and Tinbrink will foul it out underneath my booth down the third base line, evening the count at 2. Tinbrink lines that foul down the first baseline as well, as the T-Bones have really worked on the pitch count of Laredo starter Barrett Laux. I'd like to be able to tell you if there's any action up in either bullpen. Both pitchers throwing great games to this point, though. But Laredo's bullpen in right field is completely blocked off. I can barely see our bullpen in left field. Tinbrink fouls off another fastball, swinging late. Count remains even at 2. Laux taking his time, getting set, wiping the dirt off the ball. He'll deliver 2-2. Tinbrink pops it up, tailing out of play in left field, and it does. He fouls it off again. Now it's still even at 2. The veteran Tinbrink was a 7th-round draft pick by the Seattle Mariners out of Kansas State University in 2008. Spent last season in Mexico, where he had a productive offseason. Comes back to the T-Bones after being last season's T-Bones Player of the Year. Next pitch from Laux is a breaking pitch that breaks too much, and they'll draw the count full. Umpire's crews for today. Behind home plate is Kyle Kilgore. Down the first baseline is Brian Sandberg. And third is Brian Childy. We had this umpire's crew in Wichita. The only exception is Brian Sandberg. Tinbrink pops it straight up. Shortstop Rondon will track it in shallow left field for the first out. Still a productive at-bat for Tinbrink because he saw a lot of pitches working on Laux's pitch count. Now batting for the T-Bones is Brandon Tierney. Tierney had a big at-bat in the second inning where he picked up an RBI double. Laux delivers first pitch, fastball at 87. 0-1 count to Tierney. Tierney fouls the next pitch off into the seats on first base. Again, a very small crowd here in Laredo. They are the least attended team in the American Association, averaging just over 600 a game. And I'd say today's mark is well below that, right around the 200, if I had to make a guess, 200, 210 mark. 0-2 count to Brandon Tierney. Veteran Laux stepping off. I say veteran, but Laux is still a young guy. Fastball in the dirt, 1-2. Laux comes to Laredo at 27 years old. After spending a lot of time in the Texas Rangers organization, he induces a pop-up from Tierney that's tailing out of play. First baseman will reach over the tarp and miss the ball, and Tierney will live to swing another day. 1-2 count. I'm sure that's a tarp that is rarely ever used here in southern Texas, as we're about 8 minutes away from the border of Mexico. Not a cloud in sight on this hot southern Texas night. Here comes the 1-2. Tierney fouls it back. Count stays here at 1-2. Laux takes his time, delivers 1-2, and Brandon Tierney gets hit in the back. And we'll take the free base runner. That was clocked at 84 miles an hour, right in the middle of his back. That'll put a runner on first for the T-Bones with one down. T-Bones have had a base runner in the last 3 innings, the only exception being the first where they went down in order. Steve Swingle steps in for the T-Bones. First pitch is a fastball. That goes by 0-1. I don't know what Barrett Laux' pitch count highest mark he can go is. This is his first start in the independent league here in Laredo. He's at 71 right now. Change up in the dirt, 1-1. Sun beginning to set here in Laredo. Wind picking up ever so slightly, still coming in from right field. Swingle goes low for that. First baseman will throw to short, and they'll get the lead runner, Tierney, out at second. Tierney goes into second on a rough slide that takes out Rondon and saves an out. Now batting for the T-Bones is the newcomer Dalton Wheat, making his second professional appearance. This is also his second professional start, as he started yesterday in Wichita, picking up his first 2 hits. He picked up his first RBI before he picked up his first hit on a sacrifice fly. Dalton Wheat fouls the first pitch off, 0-1. Laux delivers. Wheat lines that past the third baseman. That's going to be in the corner. Swingle digging for the third base. And they're going to send him home. It'll be a close play at the plate. Here comes the play at plate. Swingle goes in, sliding head first, and they gun him down. Swingle looked like he might have gotten under the tag, and he is holding his leg, and he is limping off. He is in some sort of pain as Dave Schaub sends him home on what would have been a tough play. Swingle doing all he can to try to get underneath the tag. But credit off to Lemur's defense as they gun him down. The T-Bones will go down on one hit actually. I don't know what I'm thinking. No Laredo errors, no T-Bones runs scored, and 1 left on base. Game still tied at 1 through 3.5 here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network. Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. This is Sam King filling in for Nathan Moore. We'll resume play here in the bottom of the fourth inning as Dennis Phipps will lead off for the Laredo Lemurs. First pitch to Phipps is high, 1-0. Next pitch to Phipps is inside, 2-0. Jared Messer working quickly. Here comes the third pitch. Phipps will round it to Tenbrink and pretty much walk it out to first. He showed absolutely no effort on that run to first base. Even a bad throw by Tenbrink that brought Blackwood off the bag. If Phipps was running that out hard, he might have found his way on. So you got to work harder than that, and he's out at first. Now batting for Laredo is the 5-hole hitter, Zane Chavez. Chavez fouls the first pitch back, 0-1. Next pitch in the dirt. Counts now even at 1. Messer still working quickly. Chavez grounds that sharply to Frias. That's short. He'll make the strong throw over to first. Jake Blackwood having to work this inning, having to jump off the bag again. That'll record the second out. Now batting for Laredo is Abel Nieves. Nieves singled in the second inning. He is 1 for 1 today. First pitch to Nieves from Messer is low, 1-0. Count now to Nieves. Messer delivers quickly again. Nieves lines that to right field. Dalton Wheat ranging over. I say ranging over, but that was in straightaway right field. The wind here in right, blowing straight in, so both right fielders playing even with the bag, even with second base. And left field playing closer to the line. Now batting for Laredo is Ty Morrison. The corner infielders come in, middle infielders play out. As Morrison reached on a fielder's choice in the second inning. Morrison grounds to Tierney at second. Blackwood dives for it, misses it. But Jared Messer, covering beautifully, will take care of it. As Laredo gets one on one hit, they leave him on, score none. Game still tied at 1 through 4 here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network. Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. This is Sam King filling in for Nathan Moore. We'll see the top of the lineup here for the T-Bones. Alan Rodriguez starting things off here in the top of the fifth inning. Rodriguez is 0 for 2 today with 2 flyouts. First pitch, Rodriguez is outside, 1-0. Fastball just low, 2-0. Laredo using their infield shifts consistently as the second baseman is ranged over to be completely behind second base. Shortstop in shallow left field. First baseman covering the right side of the infield by himself, halfway between first and second. Rodriguez fouls it down the third base line. 2-1 count. Third baseman guarding the line about as closely as he can. Our outfield playing straight up. Well, Laredo straight up, like I've said multiple times about the right fielder. They line up even with the second base bag. Rodriguez grounds right into that shift at short. He's got speed to beat it out. Strong throw, gets him. On the 6-3 putout, Rodriguez trips going past the bag. Hopefully he's fine. T-Bone's putting good wood on the ball all night. They've only struck out twice against Barrett Laux, who is a strikeout pitcher. He recorded 100 strikeouts in 2012 in Double-A ball in the Texas Rangers organization. That's the year that he was named Texas League Pitcher of the Year, going 14-1 with a 3.47 ERA. Now batting for the T-Bones is the former San Francisco Giant prospect and longtime fan favorite in Kansas City, Vladimir Frias. Frias is 1 for 2, singling last time we saw him in the third. First pitch is a fastball. 1-0. Frias lines that foul over the T-Bone dugout down the third base line, evening the count at 1. With 1 out here in the top of the fifth, T-Bones and Lemurs are still tied at 1. Laux delivers. Frias shows bunt. Third baseman playing back. He has got speed to bring it up. Bare hands it. Misses the throw. Frias will run to second. I'm sure they'll call that a single and advance on the errors. Frias looked like he was going to beat it out anyways. I will wait for the official score to make a note. I'm going to go ahead and mark it down as a single, and he advanced on the error. And that is what they're going to call it. Vladimir Frias picks up his second hit today. Now batting for the T-Bones is Tyler Massey. He's 0 for 1 today after he walked in the third. Laredo Lemurs manager Pete Incaviglia will come out and talk to his young pitcher. It appears they have a pitcher ready in the bullpen. I'll let you know when we come back here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network. Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. Barrett Laux still pitching. On a pickoff attempt to second, he gets Vladimir Frias snoozing. And Frias will be out at second on the pickoff by Laux, the second out of the inning. Tyler Massey now up. with 2 outs, bases empty. That could be a costly error. First pitch to Massey is a curveball that breaks heavily, but finds the outer half, 0-1. Massey grounds past the first baseman. The big hole in right field coming back to bite him. The speedy Massey is at second. He's going to be digging for third as Dave Schaub will send him, but it goes underneath the fence in right field. They have a chain link fence, and Massey will be forced to return to second. Home plate umpire was confused, almost hit Massey home. Massey gets robbed of a triple by a chain link fence in right field that he grounds it under. And the big hole in right field where there's practically no one playing right field, as the right fielder is pretty much a right center fielder today. Made the long run and held his arms up, saying ball went under, and Massey is now on with a 2-out double. Would have been so much better with that ball in the corner in right field. Nobody playing out there. Massey might have found his way home. Laux delivers to Jake Blackwood. Blackwood is 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts. First pitch to Blackwood is a 72-mile-an-hour curve, finding the zone, 0-1. You'd have to think the next pitch from Laux will be his fastball that we've seen top out at 91 today. He says it tops out at 94. I've seen 91. Laux comes back with a changeup at 83 that Blackwood goes way down for and swings. That's something out of the zone, 0-2. The speedy Massey still on second with 2 down. Game still tied at 1. The T-Bones have 7 hits today. The Bats have come alive. They came alive yesterday in the 6-4 loss to Wichita, picking up right where they left off with their 7 hits today. A changeup blowing away. 1-2 count that Blackwood lays off of. That Laredo error earlier in this inning was about as rare as it gets for the Lemurs. Laredo's got the 5th best fielding percentage in the league with only 26 errors on the season. Fastball outside that the crowd here disagreed with, evens the count at 2. Small crowd here in Laredo, about 230, being very vocal about what they've been seeing. Blackwood lines it to right field. Right fielder ranging over. It drops. Blackwood will score 1 run. He's going to second. He's on with a 2-out RBI double, giving the T-Bones their first lead since the top of the first inning. Since the top of the second inning, pardon me, as they now lead 2-1. Veteran Blackwood's bat. Now batting is the guy that can get Blackwood home from second, Anthony Gallus. Gallus is 1 for 2 today with a single and a run scored in the second inning. First pitch to Gallus is a curveball in the dirt and outside, 1-0. T-Bones getting to Laux. He's at 88 total pitches. You'd have to think there's somebody up in that bullpen I wish I could see, as Gallus fouls back a fastball, 1-1. My binoculars do me no justice, but by the way the body language of the guys in the bullpen looks, it looks like there's somebody up that they're talking to. One's a fastball down the middle, 1-2. 1-2 count from Laux. He induces a straight-up pop-up that tails out of play from Gallus. Count stays here even at 1-2. Not even, but stays here at 1-2. Laux takes his time, an ever so important pitch, giving up 1 run. 1-2 count, 2 outs. Runner on second is a dangerous Anthony Gallus, who grounds to third. Gallus running it out. Bad throw. Gallus dives to the bag. They say he goes off the base path, and he is out with the third out. The T-Bones take the lead on 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error. They leave 1 on base, but it's 2-1 now T-Bones through 4.5 here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network. Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. This is Sam King filling in for Nathan Moore. T-Bones take a 2-1 lead in the top of the 5th inning. We start back up in the bottom of the 5th as Devin Harris will lead things off. And rope under right field, Dalton Wheat showing off his impressive speed, tracking that ball early and getting it in quickly. Devin Harris still picks up a leadoff double. Now batting is the 9-hole batter, Alvaro Rondon. You'd have to think that Rondon is bunting here because he is obviously the 9-hole hitter. That's where you want your speedy guy with the ability to bunt or slap. He shows bunt. Lets the first pitch go by. It's a fastball that Messer throws in on his hands. It's still in there, 0-1. Tim Brink playing on the line and down close to the plate. Rondon showing bunt again, pulls it back. It's high, even at 1. Messer delivers. Rondon shows bunt, lays down a perfect one. Messer will cover it and fire it over for the routine out at first. Runner still advances to second. Now batting is the top of the lineup, leadoff hitter, J.D. Pulford. Pulford is 0 for 2, as Messer has kept him in check. Pulford came in today, batting a lowly .216 and 111 at-bats. He does have 1 home run and 10 RBIs. This is a sacrifice situation, and Pulford does have 1 sac fly on the season. First pitch from Messer is grounded past Frias at short. And Laredo has tied the game up at 2. Answering another T-Bones run. They did the same in the second. They've done it again in the 5th with 1 down. Now batting for Laredo is Drew Martinez. Martinez struck out looking last time we saw him in the 3rd inning. He is 0 for 2 today. Messer finds the strike zone with that breaking pitch at 72 miles an hour, 0-1 to Martinez. Messer checks on the runner again. He's back safely. Messer playing it smart. Checking on Pulfer. Pulfer does have 3 stolen bases, but he's in the on-deck circle for a reason. The guy can run. Next pitch is a fastball outside. Counts even at 1. Messer has looked good today, only surrendering 4 hits to the Lemurs to this point in his first start of the 2016 campaign. That breaking pitch is outside, 2-1. Double play in order, infield playing to double play depth. Messer checks on the runner again. We've seen his great pickoff move. Almost getting 2 or 3 guys to this point. That one is no contest. He's back safely. Messer delivers outside and low. 3-1 as Martinez now has the hitter's count. Runner stays put, and Martinez is put on a walk on 5 pitches. This has the scary makings of a big inning for Laredo. They've put 3 on base, already scoring 1, and now with runners on first and second and 1 out, comes the third batter, Cesar Valera. Valera is 0 for 1, walking back in the first. Messer checks on the runners. First pitch to Valera as a fastball that missed somewhere. 1-0. I say somewhere because I'm sure that umpire is the only person in the ballpark that thought that ball was out of the zone. The belt level, not outside. Same spot, 2-0. At least he's consistent with it. With Messer pitching out of the bullpen, mostly this season as the long reliever, you have to watch his pitch count. He's already at 79 here in the 5th. Same pitch, same spot, 3-0. There is action in the T-Bones bullpen. Looks like Johnny Shuttlesworth is up and throwing. Pitch in the same spot. Called a strike, 3-1. Valera grounds to Frias at short. Frias steps on second and fires to Blackwood to get Messer out of trouble as the Lemurs climb back and tie the game at 2, getting 1 run on 2 hits, pardon me. No T-Bones errors. They leave 1 on base. We will go to the top of the 6th inning. Game tied at 2 here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network. Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. This is Sam King filling in for Nathan Moore. We do have a new pitcher in the game for Laredo as the T-Bones chased Barrett Laux out of the game through 5 innings. His final stat line looks like 5 innings pitched, giving up 8 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He didn't walk a single batter while striking out 2. His counterpart, well, not counterpart, newcomer Harold Guerrero will come in and take us until he can. First 2 pitches from Guerrero are in the strike zone to Nate Tinbrink. Tinbrink falls behind 0-2. Guerrero has pitched in 14 games. He does have a 4.91 ERA, 1-0 record, 14 2/3 innings. He's walked 9 while striking out an astonishing 25. And striking out Nate Tinbrink right there, right when I say it. That is only the 6th time all year that Tinbrink has struck out. Now batting for the T-Bones is Brandon Tierney. Tierney is 1 for 1 today. He was hit by a pitch when we saw him in the 4th, but he hit an RBI double in the 2nd. He's been swinging a hot bat recently. He'll take the first pitch he sees and loft it to right field right into the glove of Phipps for this quick second out. Guerrero working quick. 4 pitches into this inning, and Guerrero has already gotten 2 outs. Now hitting for Steve Swingle is the other catcher, Cole Leonida. The lefty Guerrero, it's just a strategic move by manager John Mazzarelli. Although Guerrero is the only lefty in the pen, only lefty pitcher period for Laredo. It'll be a 1-1 count now to Leonida. Leonida is a right-handed batter, Swingle is the left-handed batter. Opposites attract. On the season, Leonida is batting .182 in 55 at-bats. He does have a lot of pop to his bat with 2 home runs and 7 RBIs. Next pitch is a breaking ball in the dirt. 2-1. They check with the umpire. As he checks the swing, he does not go. Leonida fouls the next pitch back. Counts now even at 2. Elsewhere in the American Association, Sioux Falls, Leonida ropes that to right center. A beautiful diving play by Phipps in right field as he laid out completely for that ball, and all you can do is tip your hat, as that was a SportsCenter top 10 play as Dennis Phipps completely extends, leaving his feet. And all you got to do is tip your hat, and that's the kind of night it's been, kind of road trip it's been actually, for the T-Bones. Game still tied as they go down in order at 2. Here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network. Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. Elsewhere in the American Association, Sioux Falls is playing at Joplin. Sioux Falls leads that 6-3 here in the bottom of the sixth. Gary is playing at Lincoln. Lincoln has a 4-2 lead in the bottom of the seventh. St. Paul playing at Winnipeg. St. Paul leads 4-1 in the top of the fifth. Texas at Sioux City. That game's tied up at 2 in the top of the sixth. Fargo Moorhead is at Wichita. Fargo has a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the fifth. And we have a new pitcher into the game for the T-Bones by way of Brett Zawacki. Zawacki has not seen action on this road trip, but he has been a reliable arm coming out of the Kansas City pen. He comes into this game 0-2 with a 2.94 ERA and 15 in the third innings pitch. He struck out 15 while walking 6. First batting hole phase is the man that made the web gym in right field, Dennis Phipps. First pitch to Phipps. Phipps pops it up. It looks like it's trailing out of play, and it does. 0-1. Phipps is 0 for 2 today with a ground out when we saw him last in the fourth inning. And since it is Princess Night here at the park, they've been giving every home player a good princess picture on the board while giving the T-Bones the villains in each movie. As Zawacki's fastball is on the outer half, 0-2. And Zawacki might laugh when he hears what he had up on the board for him. He had Prince Farquhar from Shrek. Zawacki is a really funny guy as he induces a ground out from Phipps. 10 brink to Blackwood, 5-3 putout. Now batting for Laredo is Zane Chavez. Chavez is 0 for 1 with a walk in the second inning and with the run scored. First pitch to Chavez from Zawacki, fouls over my head, 0-1. Chavez fouls it back again, 0-2. Lackey does have a very quick fastball. Seen 89 today. I'm sure it can go a lot faster. That one's at 87, inducing another Zane Chavez foul ball. Lackey has room to play with Chavez now. With the count being 0-2, he can throw something that's out of the zone with the chance of Chavez swinging at it. Throw inside, back Chavez off, then come back right down the middle with another fastball. See a breaking pitch outside. Does exactly what I did with the first option. Throw it out of the zone, try to get him swing. 1-2 count as Chavez does not bite. That breaking ball is around Chavez's ankles. 2-2. Tie game here in the bottom of the sixth inning, tied at 2. This is going to be a game of wit between the two managers, John Mazzarelli of the T-Bones and Pete Incaviglia of the Laredo Lemurs. Zawacki fouls that off into the Laredo dugout. As Brett Zawacki took care of the first batter rather quickly on 2 pitches. And this will be the 8th pitch of this at-bat coming up with a 2-2 count. Zawacki delivers. Just barely misses And the count will be drawn full. On deck for Laredo is Abel Nieves. Wacky payoff pitch. Grounded right at Blackwood. It goes off his glove and eats him up. And that will go down as an error. An E3 puts Chavez on base. Errors have been a problem for the T-Bones all year, as they have the second most errors in the league. Fargo Moorhead leads it all with 33. The T-Bones now have 32. Abel Nieves steps in now for Laredo with a runner on first and one down. Lackey pitching out of the stretch. Throws a breaking ball in the mid zone. 0-1. Zwacky fires a fastball past Nieves. 0-2 as Zwacky has looked strong in his relief appearance. His past 4 at relief appearances, I guess you could say. Brett Zwacky has looked like a polished bullpen arm for John Mazzarelli. Breaking pitch in the dirt, gets past Leonida. Runner will advance on the passed ball. As now Laredo has someone in scoring position with one out, runner on second. One-two count to Nieves, runner on second, one down. A strikeout would be huge here for Zwacky and the T-Bones. Lackey delivers. Nieves sends it right back to right field. Wheat waiting on it. Comes on. Strong throw. Can get the runner as he trips coming off from second. It is a strong throw from Wheat. Let's play at third and he gets him. As Dalton Wheat picks up his first professional assist in the outfield and gets rid of the runner in scoring position after making the play in right field. He shows some veteran savvy for a rookie and just absolutely puts everything he has behind the throw and gets Chavez out at third, ending the threat of the Lemurs. Game still tied at 2 through 6 here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com. It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. Providence Medical Group has offices in Bonner Springs, Basehor, Tonganoxie, Lansing, Leavenworth, and KCK. That's why we're the go-to community hospital in the region. If you're a T-Bones fan, count on the medical team that takes care of your team. The great doctors of Providence Medical Center, just east of the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Learn more at providencekc.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. This is Sam King filling in for Nathan Moore. T-Bones and Lemurs are still tied at 2. After that, Dalton Wheat, strong throw from right field to double up the Lemurs. In the half inning before, when the T-Bones were batting, right fielder for Laredo, Phipps, made an amazing diving play where he went all out, and Dalton Wheat said, "Nana nana boo boo, I'm better than you." Makes the catch, and with a strong throw, gets the runner. And it's been that type of game. One of those sit on the edge of your seats. This is baseball type of game. And Dalton Wheat will lead off the 7th inning here in Laredo. Wheat is 1 for 2 with a single last time we saw him in the 4th inning. First pitch to Wheat finds the zone, 0-1. Wheat fouls it back, 0-2. We do have a new pitcher on for Laredo, and that's Ryan Beckman. The day is done for Guerrero. Pitched 1 inning, didn't allow any hits, no runs, no walks, while striking out 1. Beckman gets ahead, 0-2. Throws a fastball right down the middle. All Wheat can do is look at it, and he'll go down without swinging for the first out here in the 7th. Beckman does have a 4.10 ERA. He goes 1-4 on the season in 7 appearances. He has made 6 starts, throwing 1 complete game in 41 2/3 innings pitched. He struck out 28 while walking 8. That is an astonishing number. And the former starter looked good in the first at-bat. Now batting for the T-Bones is Starlin Rodriguez. First pitch in the dirt, 1-0. Rodriguez is 0 for 3 at the top of the lineup, grounding out when we saw him in the 5th. Rodriguez shows bunt, pulls it back, it's in there anyways, 1-1. 91-mile-an-hour fastball from Beckman. Pardon me, that is not Ryan Beckman. That is Luis de la Cruz. That is my mistake. Luis de la Cruz comes in this game with a 3.46 ERA. He has not made a start in 11 appearances. He is 0-1 in 13 innings pitched. He struck out 9 while walking 9, and to make that strikes out 10 after Dalton Wheat went down in the first at-bat. One-two count now to Rodriguez. Pitch up around Rodriguez's hands. He has to lean out of the way. Counts now even at 2. Rodriguez chops that to short. Rodriguez showing his speed. Strong throw gets him, though, for the second out. As Laredo was shifted over to the left side of the infield, he hits right into it, opening the door for Vladimir Frias with 2 down. Frias has looked good today, going 2 for 3. He was picked off at second last time he got on in the 5th inning. De La Cruz taking his time, as is Frias. Each veteran knowing what's coming next. De La Cruz throws a 91-mile-an-hour fastball right at Frias' feet. Gets out of the way in time, 1-0. De La Cruz spent half of last season with Laredo. The other half was San Antonio, which is an affiliate ball. Next pitch is a 92-mile-an-hour fastball right down the middle that Frias doesn't bite at. Count is even at 1. Breaking pitch low in the zone, 2-1. Frias smacks that ball to right center. It sounded real good off the bat, but Martinez will wait on it and bring it in as De La Cruz sends the T-Bones down in order for the 2nd straight inning. Game still tied at 2 here through 6.5 on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning. The experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
I loved when the ice cream truck came around as a kid, the familiar music and the cool treats on a hot summer afternoon.
What's your happy place?
Have a Frosty Treats ice cream truck at your next corporate or private party. FrostyTreats.com.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. This is Sam King filling in for Nathan Moore. Leading off, 7th inning for Laredo is Ty Morrison. Morrison is 0 for 2, reaching on a fielder's choice in the 2nd inning. Still pitching for the T-Bones is Brett Zawacki. Corner infield playing in. They're expecting a bunt from Morrison. First pitch is low, 1-0, and Cole Leonida will go out and talk to Zawacki. Veteran third baseman Nate Tinbrink playing it safe, knowing that Ty Morrison has speed and will try anything it takes to get on base. Lackey comes to Kansas City after spending last season in Gateway in the Frontier League, where he went 4-1 with a 1.99 ERA in 22 2/3 innings pitched. He struck out 27 while walking 6. He's already walked 6 this year, but he does have 15 strikeouts here early in the season. He's looked good. The count is 2-0 to Morrison. Breaking pitch finds the bottom half, 2-1. Morrison ropes that to right field and drops right in front of Wheat, and he's on with the leadoff single to lead off the bottom of the seventh. Laredo can be trouble when the first batter gets on. Now batting is Devin Harris. Harris is 0 for 1. Was a double and a run scored when we saw him in the fifth, and he grounded out into a 5-3 putout in the second, but picked up an RBI. So 1-0 count for Zalacki. Runner on first and no one down. Ty Morrison does have 6 steals on the season, and he is on first, leaning to second. He doesn't go. Breaking pitch, just high, 2-0. Leonida does have an arm for the T-Bones. I've seen John Mazzarelli work with him countless times, and Steve Swingle. Mazzarelli, being a former catcher, knows exactly what it takes. Harris fouls it off, 2-1. Leonida spent last season in rookie ball, in AA ball, pardon me, in the Washington Nationals organization. Harris fouls out off the plate, 2-2. Zalacki delivers, runner goes. Harrison takes a swing on it. Gets past Leonida. Harris tries to run down to first. They say you're out. Morrison will advance to third and pick up a stolen base, stealing second, but advancing to third on the wild pitch. That is the first strikeout of the game for Zalacki, who is a strikeout pitcher. Now batting is the 9-hole hitter, Rondon. He'll ground to Tierney at second. Tierney with a strong throw home. Forces the runner back to third. Tierney with the veteran play comes up spinning and firing. And all Morrison can do is retreat to third. That does put Rondon on first, though, but does open up the opportunity for the double play, and John Mazzarelli will come out and talk to his infield and pitcher.
Heathwood Oil Company was the first independently owned oil company in Kansas City, and they're now one of the oldest continuously family-owned oil companies in the Midwest, featuring Citgo lubricants. With a current bulk storage capacity of over 250,000 gallons, they have the products you need. Let Heathwood and Citgo design a Citgo lubricants program to reduce cost and increase production. Call 913-321-1764 or email sales@heathwoodoil.com. Heathwood.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. This is Sam King filling in for Nathan Moore. Brett Zalacki will stay out there, so I'm sure that visit to the mound was mostly just to talk about strategy. And now batting is the top of the lineup, J.D. Pulfer. Pulfer is a short infielder at 5'10", but he is a big body. I'm sure he can get that ball to the outfield. It's just a fly ball that can get Morrison home. Double play in order with the runner on first. Looks like he's about to go. He does. Leonida comes up firing. Close play, and he's in there safely. The double play is no longer in order. And that might have been what Maz went out there to talk about, knowing that Pete Incaviglia does like to run, and knowing as a former catcher that if you throw down to second, you run the risk of the runner going home. Runner stays at third, but it'll now be runners on second and third with one down, infield playing in. Pulfer with speed, Rondon with speed at second, and Ty Morrison with speed already picking up a stolen base this inning. Zalewski with the breaking pitch outside that Pulfer bites at 0-2. This strikeout would be astronomical for the T-Bones, as that would take away the sacrifice opportunity. Ever so important pitch coming up next for Zalewski. Zalewski pitch in the dirt. Leonida, nice block to save a run. Leonida is a 28-year-old catcher from Aurora, Colorado. I'm sure he's seen just about everything when it comes to this game. Zalewski steps and delivers. Fastball outside. Pulfer wanted to swing at it. He lays off. The count will now stay even at 2. Wind has been steady blowing in from right field all day. Right fielders had made the adjustment. Dalton Weed playing straight up with second base. That does leave a gaping hole down the right field line that we've seen each team take advantage of as Zalewski delivers a fastball that Pulfer fouls back. We'll stay here at 2. Laredo does have kind of a rough-looking field. Lines are kind of squiggly. And the grass on the infield does look dead with no lines out in the outfield. Ball does hop and roll quickly here. Brett Zalewski inside strikes him out. That is a huge, huge strikeout for the T-Bones, taking away the sacrifice opportunity with 2 down and runners on second and third. J.D. Pulfer goes down looking. In a spot where you got to let the bat off your shoulder. He does not, and the T-Bones thank you generously for the second out of the inning. Now batting for Laredo is Drew Martinez. Martinez is 0 for 2. He walked, and we saw him in the 5th. He was a part of that. He was the lead runner in that double play in the 5th inning. First pitch from Zalewski is a breaking ball inside 0-1. Zalewski fires a fastball right by Martinez, and he gets ahead 0-2. Zalewski 0-2 pitch. Inside, almost hits Martinez, and they say it does. I don't even think Martinez knew that hit him because it probably didn't. But that'll load the bases. As Cesar Vieira comes on now, but he's the 3rd batter in the lineup. He is 0 for 2, grounding into a double play when we saw him in the 2nd. He comes on now with 2 outs Bases loaded here in the bottom of the 7th. Game tied at 2. Zwacky first pitch. Fastball is in there, 0-1. First pitch strikes, ever so important. Zwacky has started at least 90% of his at-bats today with the first pitch strike, and he has looked good. He has worked out of jams all year. This would be just another one to add to his collection with a fastball a little high, even at 1. In the series against Wichita, Zwacky came up with runners on second and third and no one out, and somehow managed to get out of that situation. I believe that was on June 18th. He comes on now. Well, he's been on. The bases loaded and 2 outs. Top of the lineup. Next pitch is a fastball inside. 1-2. It just bites the zone enough. IR can't believe it, but I love to see it. Zwacky was a 12th round pick by the St. Louis Cardinals in the 2007 draft out of LaSalle, Illinois. Illinois native. Fires a fastball that gets past Leonida, and that'll bring a run home as Laredo takes a 3-2 lead. Runners both advance to second and third. It's the second wild pitch of the game, actually of the inning, for Brett Zwacky. Action in the Kansas City pen. If I could see who it was, I'd tell you, but I'm blocked off by the rest of the stadium. 2-2 count to Vieira. Vieira grounds that right up the middle. This could score 2. 1 run for sure. Tyler Massey comes up firing. And 2 runs will score as Cesar Vieira is on second, raising his hands to the dugout. He pumped up with a 2-run double with 2 down. Laredo takes a 5-2 lead here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Now batting for Laredo is Dennis Phipps. First pitch to Phipps is low, 1 out. Next pitch to Phipps is inside that he takes for a strike. 0-2, 1-1, pardon me. Dennis Phipps did see time in the major leagues in 2012 with the Cincinnati Reds, making 4 starts. He batted .300 and 10 at-bats with 1 home run and 2 RBIs. It'll be a 1-2 count now to Phipps. Fastball is high and away. Counts now even at 2. Phipps spent last season with Monclova in the Mexican League, where he batted .221 with 8 home runs and 23 RBIs. He'll take the next pitch inside and draw the count full. Full count, 2 down, runner on second, pardon me. T-Bones trail 5-2. Phipps fouls it off down the third base line. And we'll stay here at full. This is Phipps' second time around with Laredo. Third time, actually. He played here in 2015, where he batted .336, and in 2014, where he batted .335. Been an effective piece of the Lemurs' agenda as they won the 2015 American Association Championship last season, with it being 2015, obviously, and Phipps will be put on first on a walk. Cole Leonido will come out and talk to his pitcher and try to calm him down, as this has been a long inning for Zawacki. Zawacki has thrown 45 pitches in only 1 2/3 innings. Now batting for Laredo is Zane Chavez. The newly acquired catcher reached on an error, and we saw him in the 6th inning, and was eventually gunned down by Dalton Weed at third. First pitch is inside around his knees, 1-0. Chavez is 0 for 2 today, walking in the 2nd inning and scoring. T-Bones trail 5-2. It's 2 runners on. First and second and 2 down. 1-0 count to Chavez. Swacki fires a fastball that Chavez fouls off over the third base concourse. 1-1 count. Chavez fouls it back, 1-2. Wacky working ahead in this at-bat with the 1-2 count. He needs to get out of this inning quickly. Runners both take a healthy lead. Chavez smacks that ball to right field, but is trailing foul. If it would have just been a few feet more to the left, that ball is out of here. And we're talking about an 8-2 ball game, but it's foul, and we're still here at 5-2. Small crowd here in Laredo tonight. They average about 630. Tonight it looks like it's about, I'd say cut that in half. We're looking at about 300 people here. The suites are sold out, but that's just about it. Chavez fouls that next pitch down the first base line. Leonido will come and talk to Zawacki. He's thrown a heavy amount of pitches. Does feel good outside with the Texas sun going away and the breeze slowly picking up. But I'm sure Brett Zawacki would rather be in the dugout. Zane Chavez flies to shallow right field. Brandon Tierney will take it for the third and final out, as Laredo scores 3 on 3 hits. No T-Bones errors and 2 left on base for Laredo. T-Bones trail 5-2 through 7 complete here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, the great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com. It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. Providence Medical Group has offices in Bonner Springs, Basser, Tonganoxie, Lansing, Leavenworth, and KCK. That's why we're the go-to community hospital in the region. If you're a T-Bones fan, count on the medical team that takes care of your team. The great doctors of Providence Medical Center, just east of the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Learn more at providencekc.com.
Country Inn & Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn & Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. This is Sam King filling in for Nathan Moore. We have a new pitcher into the game for Laredo by way of Jose Navarez. The day is officially done for Luis De La Cruz, who in one inning of relief work struck out one while not allowing a hit, run, or walk, and topping out at about 92 miles an hour with his fastball. First batter the Navarre will face is Tyler Massey. Massey batting on the 3-hole today. This season, Navarre has pitched well. He does a .473 ERA, 1-0, 14 games and 13 1/3 innings pitched. He struck out 18 while walking 6. A lot of strikeout pitchers in this organization. Navarre played last season for Estrellas, where he had a .540 ERA and 3 1/3 innings pitched, while striking out 3 and walking 4. Tyler Massey comes to the plate. Massey is 1 for 2 today, doubling and scoring. Last time we saw him in the 5th, he was also walked in the 3rd. First pitch, Massey is fouled off, 0-1. Massey spent his entire career since 2008 in the Colorado Rockies organization. Next pitch is a fastball inside, 1-1. Massey was drafted by the Rockies in the 14th round of the 2008 draft out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. Last year in New Britain, Massey batted .227 and 260 at-bats. He had 1 home run to 24 RBIs. This season he is batting .300 with 4 home runs and 14 RBIs. Next pitch is inside again, 2-1. Massey lines that back up the middle. Shortstop charges. And that's enough to get the speedy Massey out at first, putting away the leadoff hitter in this inning, Tyler Massey. Now batting for the T-Bones is the veteran Jake Blackwood. Blackwood is 1 for 3 today with an RBI double. Last time we saw him in the 5th, he also has 2 strikeouts to his name today. Last season, Blackwood spent with Kansas City. First pitch to Blackwood is low, 1-0. Last season, Blackwood batted .302 with 11 home runs and 64 RBIs. He had an amazing season with Kansas City in 2010 when he was named American Association Slugger of the Year. He's ahead in the count 1-0. In 2010, Blackwood smacks that ball to straightaway center. Wind brings it back in as Martinez will make the play. In 2010, Blackwood, if I can finally get this sentence out before something else happens, batted .331 with 31 home runs and an astonishing 86 RBIs. Anthony Gallus now comes up to the plate. Gallus is 1 for 3 today with a single and a run scored in the 2nd inning. Gallus is an Ohio native, and I'm sure that's what John Mazzarelli loves the most out of him. Maz coming to T-Bones by way of Canton, Ohio area. First pitch to Gallus is inside, 1-0. Last season, Gallus spent time with Columbus and Akron, the AAA and AA affiliates for Cleveland, where he batted .250 with 3 home runs and 17 RBIs. Sorry, that is way off base. He batted .250 with I can't get this right, 17 home runs and 55 RBIs. I finally got it. He's behind in the count now. 1-2. Next pitch is low, evening the count at 2. Quick pitch, as it appears that Navar barely came set for maybe a millisecond and was immediately into his windup. That was about halfway a balk, halfway a pretty cool thing that I just watched. And since they didn't call it, I guess it was pretty cool. That was a quick pitch. It was outside. Gallus pops that off the top of the plate. Third baseman, he comes up firing barehanded. Nice play. We've seen a lot of nice defensive plays from Laredo as Gallus is out on the 5-3 putout, sending the T-Bones down in order for the 2nd straight inning as they trail 5-2 through 7.5 here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning, the experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
Heathwood Oil Company was the first independently owned oil company in Kansas City, and they're now one of the oldest continuously family-owned oil companies in the Midwest, featuring Citgo lubricants. With a current bulk storage capacity of over 250,000 gallons, they have the products you need. Let Heathwood and Citgo design a Citgo lubricants program to reduce costs and increase production. Call 913-321-1764 or email sales@heathwoodoil.com. Heathwood and Citgo, your lubrication specialist since 1926.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. In fact, The great doctors of Providence Medical Center are right down the street from the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Count on Providence when you need 24/7 emergency services, an accredited chest pain center, or specialized orthopedic and sports medicine services. Providence Medical Center is proud to be the official healthcare partner of the T-Bones. Learn more at providencekc.com.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. We have a new pitcher coming in by the name of Mark Haynes. That closes the day on Brett Zawacki. He pitched 2 complete innings, giving up 2 hits and 3 runs. 2 were earned, while walking 1, hitting a batter, and striking out 2 hitters. First batter that Mark Haynes will face is Abil Nieves. Nieves was the only Lemur to not hit in the previous inning, and thankfully so, as he is 2 for 3 today. First pitch that Nieves sees, he'll foul off 0-1. Hayes spent time at Rice University as he gets Nieves to swing over that last pitch. And Haynes is ahead 0-2. Haynes is a longtime independent ball player, playing independent ball since 2010, even spending time here in Laredo from 2012 to 2015. And he was sent to Amarillo. During his time in Laredo, his best season came in 2013, where he went 4-2 with a 235 in 53 2/3 innings. He struck out 61 while walking 24. Next pitch is low from Haynes, 1-2. Last season with Amarillo and Laredo, he went 1-1 with a 7.20 ERA and 20 innings pitched. He struck out 14 and walked 12. Nieves lunges out for that breaking ball. And Tyler Massey will bring it in on the hop as Nieves is on with a leadoff single. His 3rd hit of the day. Now batting for Laredo is Ty Morrison. Morrison led off last inning and came around to score when he led off with a single and advanced to second on a stolen base. And then found his way to third on a wild pitch and then scored on another wild pitch. This season for Mark Haynes, his numbers are, he leads the team in ERA with a 0.82 in 11 innings pitched. He struck out 9 while walking 8. A wild pitch will advance the runner to second. As Laredo already has someone in scoring position with no one out. Quietly poked my head into the Laredo radio booth and made small talk, and it just said we have 3 guys through relievers that can throw 95, and we just saw them. Hopefully it's downhill from this point on for the T-Bones as we got through the tough part of the Laredo bullpen. Mark Haynes fires that fastball past Ty Morrison, 1-1. Windy days making it difficult for everyone at the park, including the broadcasters, as papers have been flying around my booth all day. 1-1 count. Haynes gets Morrison to swing and over it. Again, 1-2. Haynes gets set. He does work quickly. Checks on the runner. Steps, delivers, fouls it back. Ty Morrison staying alive. Ball boy for Laredo has had a busy day running in and out of that first base dugout. Grabbed the balls. He's done a fine job tonight. He's getting a more of a workout than I ever will. What crowd there was here in Laredo has disappeared as it has thinned out dramatically. Laredo has a 3-run lead. This game is not over. The T-Bones, as hard-headed as they are, come back and make this a game. Ty Morrison lost at the left field. That's going to be in the corner. They're going to send the runner home. And he will score standing up as Ty Morrison picks up an RBI stand-up double. Second hit of the inning, first run, as the dangerous Devin Harris steps in. Harris is 1 for 3 today with an RBI and a run scored. Picked up his RBI in the second inning, picked up his hit and run scored in the fifth. He struck out swinging last inning by Brett Zawacki. First pitch from Haynes is a breaking ball outside, 1-0. Haynes pitch in the dirt, struggling with his control today, 2-0. Haynes already sitting at 11 pitches with no one out and a runner on second. I've always been told when I was young as a pitcher, the most amount of pitches you want to throw in an inning is around the 13 mark. 13 through 15, once you eclipse that mark, that's where you find yourself in real trouble. Throws a fastball in there for a strike, 2-1. Harris fouls it back. Runner has to stay put. He was halfway to third. Count's now even at 2. Haynes gets set. Moves quickly to the plate. Fastball is in there. It strikes him out. Devin Harris strikes out for the second inning in a row for the first out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Now batting for Laredo is Alvaro Rondon. Rondon scored last inning, reaching on a fielder's choice and stealing second. He is 0 for 2 today. First pitch from Haynes is outside, 1-0. Haynes gets Rondon to swing over his fastball. Haynes has had an effective fastball tonight, getting Laredo batters to swing over it. The 2 base runners that he's allowed have both gotten on his changeup. Fastball inside from Haynes. Nice block by Leonida to not let the base runner advance to third. 2-1 count. Haynes stares the runner down. Does not go. Fouled back by Rondon. Haynes now has the count even at 2. Haynes takes his time to get set. About 2 minutes between each pitch now. Steps and fires and gets Rondon swinging as Haynes strikes out the second batter in the row for the Lemurs here in the bottom of the 8th. Now batting is the top of the order, J.D. Pulfer. Pulfer is 1 for 3 to this point with an RBI that he picked up in the 5th inning. Last inning, he struck out looking on a Brett Zawacki curveball. First pitch from Haynes is a curveball outside, 1-0. Sure, this has kind of been a nice homecoming for Mark Haynes as he spent multiple years here in Laredo. 3.5 really to be exact. That fastball's down the middle, it counts even at 1. Haynes did put up good numbers here in Laredo as well. On his career, he does have an ERA of 4.79, while he has struck out 260. Came into today striking out 258. He struck out 2. Turns out this journalism major actually can do math. J.D. Pulfer takes the next pitch and lines it foul down the right field line. Counts 1-2. Mark Haynes has been laboring out there with 22 pitches. I hate to say that he's looked bad because he really looked pretty good. Once he settled in, he struck out 2 straight batters, and now he's ahead in this count 1-2. His fastball has been on target all night with Laredo swinging right over it. Haynes gets set. Checks on the runner. Delivers home. Fastball that just barely misses inside. Counts even at 2. Fastball's in there as Haynes strikes out 3 in a row. Not before he gives up 1 run on 2 hits. Laredo will strand that 1 runner on base. J.D. Pulfer goes down looking for the 2nd inning in a row. T-Bones trails 6-2 through 8 here on the T-Bones Broadcast Network.
It's always good to know that great doctors are close by. Providence Medical Group has offices in Bonner Springs, Basehor, Tonganoxie, Lansing, Leavenworth, and KCK. That's why we're the go-to community hospital in the region. If you're a T-Bones fan, count on the medical team that takes care of your team. The great doctors of Providence Medical Center, just east of the ballpark at 89th and Parallel. Learn more at providencekc.com.
Country Inn and Suites in Village West is the official hotel of the KC T-Bones. We conveniently share the parking lot with the stadium and offer access to the best shopping and entertainment. Enjoy a comfortable stay with top-notch services and amenities. Start your day off right with our Be Our Guest breakfast. Our exceptional service makes Country Inn and Suites the ideal hotel in KC for anyone traveling for business or pleasure. Stay with us on your next trip and we'll have you saying, I love this country. Book today at countryinns.com/Kansas City KS.
No matter how large or small your digging project may be, no matter how urban or rural, you must always call 811 before any digging project. 811 is our national one-call number, alerting your local utility companies to come out and mark any lines they have near your dig site. So before you do this or this, make sure you do this. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811, brought to you by Common Ground Alliance.
At Community America, we're redefining wealth. It's time to focus on what really fills our lives with meaning, the experiences and relationships that define who we are and what we value. At Community America, what matters to you matters to us. Because when you have financial peace of mind, you can live life to the fullest. Make today wealthy.
Welcome back to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. This is Sam King filling in for Nathan Moore. We have a new pitcher on the mound for Laredo in Troy Marks. The day is done for Jose Navarre. Navarre came in and pitched one inning, didn't allow anything. No runs, no hits, no walks, no strikeouts. Leadoff hitter here in the top of the ninth is Nate Tinbrink, and he'll ground out to second before I can finish the sentence. Marks comes into this game with numbers that don't look very well. He was 0-3 in 25 1/3 innings pitched. He has an ERA of 6.40. All 5 of his appearances this year were starts, and he struck out 18 while walking 15. The 26-year-old spent last year with Reno, their AAA affiliate for the Arizona Diamondbacks, where he had an ERA of 3.60 with 1 start. In 5 innings pitched, he struck out 1 while walking 1. He made his way up from high A to double A to triple A, all in 1 season last year. Now batting for the T-Bones is Brandon Tierney. Tierney is behind early, 0-2. He'll foul the next pitch off. Count stays here at 0-2. So far today, Tierney is 1 for 2. He is hit by a pitch in the 4th and an RBI double in the 2nd. When we were in Wichita, Brandon Tierney hit a ball up into my booth. Of course, I kept the ball and decided that I was going to make him sign the ball, and he ever so graciously will. I haven't had the opportunity to have him sign it yet, as we just got back from Wichita. Not back, got to Laredo from Wichita early this morning at about 6 a.m. We all slept till about 3. Counts even for Tierney now at 2. And Tierney will go down swinging on a pitch, on a high fastball. Now batting for the T-Bones is Cole Leonida. He came in to hit for Steve Swingle in the 6th inning. He immediately flew out to right field. First pitch to Leonida is at his head. He ducks out of the way, 1-0. Leonidas was drafted by the Washington Nationals in the 6th round of the 2012 draft out of Georgia Tech. Spent last season with the AA affiliate for Washington, Harrisonburg, where he had 5 plate appearances, going 0 for 5 with 2 walks and picking up an RBI. It'll be a 2-0 count now to Leonida. 3-0 count, pardon me. Marks delivers. Leonida probably got the take sign. He does, and Leonida is on with a 2-out walk. And T-Bones get their first base runner since the 5th inning. They've been sit down in order for the 6th, 7th, and the 8th. And now batting for the T-Bones is Dalton Wheat. Wheat is 1 for 3 today with striking out looking. Last time we saw him in the 7th, but picking up a single in the 3rd. He made a fantastic play in right field. Takes the first pitch he sees, shoots at the shortstop. They'll fire it to second for the easy out as the T-Bones fall into this game 6-2. Taking the loss for the T-Bones is Brett Zawacki. This drops Zawacki's record on the season to 0-3. Picking up the win for Laredo is Luis De La Cruz, making his record 1-1 on the season. This loss drops the T-Bones' overall record to 11-17 on the season, as they have lost 3 straight, losing 2 to Wichita and then this one. This improves Laredo's record to 16-12, as they are still clinging to first place in the Southern Division. We'll be back here tomorrow in Laredo, same time. First pitch will be at 7:05, like I just said. Again, T-Bones fall 6-2. They look good early, but the game being tied at 2 for the longest time. Laredo finding the bats to pull it out. Tomorrow will be Sean Fernie on the mound. Not quite sure who will be pitching for Laredo. Again, T-Bones fall 6-2. This drops their overall record of 11-17, raises Laredo's to 16-12. It's been a hot one here in Texas. Had very little sleep. We just got in at 6 in the morning. Laredo also got in from Joplin here at 1 o'clock. So I think everybody here is going to sign off now and go pick up some Z's. This has been Sam King on the T-Bone Sports Network. Thank you for listening.
This game on the T-Bones Broadcast Network was brought to you by Community America Credit Union, Austin's Trailers and Motorsports, Funweiser, Coca-Cola, Price Chopper, Providence Medical Center, the Kansas Lottery, FlyKCI.com, Roma Bakery, Sheet Metal Local Number 2, and Kissick Construction. Tune in online all season to the T-Bones Broadcast Network. Click on the Watch Live or Listen Live buttons at tbonesbaseball.com. T-Bones Baseball, that's fun. Well done.